Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. Well, happy Sunday. Well, as you guys know, I went to Albuquerque, New Mexico to view a solar eclipse, and very amazed at the photos that I got. But it highlighted a lot of disappointment that I have for American culture. And the first thing I noticed when I got to well, actually before I even got there, I had difficulty with taking time away from my work. So I went to work on Friday. I didn't leave the office until 3 in the afternoon, which is not the end of the world, but a little bit more jammed than I had hoped. Meanwhile, my colleagues take time off for all sorts of family events, to go to concerts, and all the typical American goodies, right? Viewing a solar eclipse really doesn't fit that bill. And so it made me uncomfortable about asking for the day off. I get to Gallup, New Mexico, and I get to a truck stop that's completely unoccupied. It's 2 in the morning. I wanted to catch some sleep, but I was worried I was going to oversleep. I sleep through alarm clocks all the time. I'm very fortunate I haven't done that at my latest jobs. I've lost jobs over that, believe it or not. Sometimes when it's really critical, I actually go to my office and sleep, just so I can sleep in a little bit and wake up just in time to teach or whatever it is, right? And it's 2 in the morning at a truck stop, nobody visible. And I look at the door and it says they're going to open at 7 o'clock. And I'm thinking that if I park my car in a bizarre way, right, sideways across multiple handicap parking spots, I'm thinking at 7 o'clock when the employees show, somebody's going to get really angry at me, pound on my door, and force me awake, right? That's my logic. And I know, but the solar eclipse was really do or die for me. I wouldn't do this for anything else. So a police officer comes to knock on my window at 4 in the morning, a little bit earlier than I had hoped. And his immediate reaction was that I was drunk. It took me about a minute to explain to him why I had parked it the way that I had did. And even then, he just laughed at how crazy I was over the eclipse. And when I saw how he laughed, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking he probably at least has similar experiences in either his own life or maybe somebody else that he stopped before, right? Maybe people won't do this for a lunar eclipse, but I'm sure he's seen other people do wacky stuff, speed or speed on the road or drive in an erratic way to get to an Eras concert, right? Or some other event that Americans can relate to. I'm sure he's seen it all. But he woke me up at 4 in the morning. Now I really can't comfortably go back to sleep again. Oh well, at least I got some sleep. I don't know if I was being a complete asshole by parking the way. I really just expected 7 o'clock or 6:30 when employees show up. Somebody's going to pound on the window and oh, I'm sorry, and just leave and get the wake-up call that I needed to. I really expected it to go that way. Yeah, but that's all right. I get to the eclipse, and to my dismay, first of all, hardly anybody showed it. Compared to any other sort of event, like a sporting event or a Taylor Swift concert, it was nothing compared to that. There were like 2 people taking professional photos and then a bunch of families, and that was it. And had I not opened my mouth at the viewing, hardly anybody would have talked to each other. Everybody was closed off. It kind of reminds me of how we handle at my apartment. Everybody's so closed off. We're not very bubbly. If that apartment where I live were in Taiwan or Japan, or maybe not Japan, Poland or Canada or Mexico, right? There would be a whole lot more interaction. We might even make some new connections there. And the other thing that really ticked me off and almost made me angry was when I got to New Mexico. They're in a different time zone because of the difference in daylight savings time. I thought they might be getting rid of daylight savings time, and I found out that we still haven't gotten rid of it. And I don't know why. The concept of daylight savings time really angers me, because not because of the time change, well, I guess it would be, it contributes to a lot of accidents, right? Not because of the time change, but because we, the people, don't allow ourselves to break free of government. Even when when we ask the government what time it is, we take it as gospel, right? And that really angers me. We need to be a little bit more independent of that. We depend on the government to tell us what time it is. That's what daylight savings means, right? And stop, right? And it's not the daylight savings time that I disagree with. It's the fact that we have to listen to the government even for that, right? Anyway, I get to go back to Phoenix, where I'm continuing to be judged for differences in ways of life, and where it's very hard to make any sort of social interaction, and people worship the government like it's a god, and people worship celebrities instead of our nature, and all the other crap that happens in the big city environment, right? This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.